We live.
Once again, we live. We live back in the man cave. Regular time, Sunday night, 7:30. Want to say welcome to everybody. Appreciate y'all coming in and rocking with us tonight. Before we get started, want to say what's up to the All-State PG, All-State coach. What's going on, fellas?
What's good?
Well, All-State coach jumped out on us. I guess he'll be back in a minute. But been a while since we've been in. Been a while since we jumped on, so we wanted to get in. Got a lot to talk about. Um, Before we get started, I don't know if you got anything on your dome, PG. Pass ball to you, but you got anything in the Tumas tape?
Not really too much today. We just talk basketball. All the stuff we didn't get to talk about before the Tuesday night games, and go down to those and just get some feedback and take it as we get ready to close out the season with one Polk County team in the White House. Congratulations to the Bartow Yellow Jackets.
To the Jackets, to the Jackets, to the Jackets. They are back in the White House. So we'll get to that. But let's just, before we jump in that, Coach, do you got anything in the coach's corner?
You know what, Coach? I don't have much. I know travel ball season is upon us. What I want to say to everybody, well, let me get y'all take on this. Is it important that you find the right fit, or is it important that you go to one of the shoe teams? What is your take on that, Tom?
I say it's a give and take to me. If you can get to one of the shoe teams and you can actually play, then you're in a competitive mode to actually compete against guys that's going to be next level on if they practice, and if you're playing. If you're not in a position to play, you're just going to be a body. You should find the right fit. But the bigger goal is to actually play on the circuit. For all the take of getting the rankings and the right schools looking at you, that's important. But it's hard to turn down a situation free compared to a situation where you got to pay. So if the situation is free and I got to go spend $400 or $500, I'm gonna take the free route. And most of the shoe circuits is free route, correct?
Most of them are.
Yeah. So it's a give and take on this. Depends on and it depends on where the kid is at, skill wise too. I think all that is important.
Polk?
Well, this year I would say that answer might be a little different than in past years because of how things are moving, how the dead period is going, how colleges are looking at not prep schools, keeping kids in. And I think this year may be a little bit different for the older kids. Now, the young kids, I don't know if it matters as much. I know I saw you put something up. You shared something the other day, Coach, where somebody said something about nobody going to watch kids 8 to 14 years old, something like that. It was something to that effect. So I think the older kids, I think you got to try to get, if you had opportunity, you got to try to get in front of people because of how things are. You had less opportunity during the season for people to see you. So in years past, I would kind of say, like Bruh said, it's just kind of a matter of you getting the clock. But this year, I think it's more if you got a chance to get some exposure that you gotta take advantage of it.
Let me ask you this though: why not do both? So that way, if you're doing a local organization that can practice and are playing in a lot of different tournaments, that is not on the same where you got a week off from your national schedule, then you get the games in, you get the practice in, because a lot of those circuit teams, the shoe teams, they're only flying in and out and having practice the week of. That's how we used to do it. we'll bring in guys. I mean, we practice because we had a lot of locals, but it was guys that would just fly in and and come in and practice that week.
Well, I mean, if you can do both, I guess in the in the perfect world, if you can do both, then I would say do that because the whole iron sharpens iron thing. You get better by practicing, by going against people, by working working on your craft, as opposed to just being a hired gun and getting flyed in, getting flued in or flued out, as they say. But if you don't have that luxury, I guess I'm just saying this year, like in regular year, if you ask me that in a regular season, a regular year, my answer would be different. But if this year with how crazy stuff are, I would say things are a little different because of the lack of exposure, or where kids have, like the other night, we were at the game, me and you, bro, we were at the game Friday with Kathleen and Barto. And I saw a couple of coaches that were in the gym, a couple of coaches, that were watching a couple of kids. But that's like the only game, and I've been to a lot of games here. That's the only game I've not saying they haven't been to games. That's the only game I've seen, like physically seen a coach at a game this year. And so it's just, but in years past, you see coaches, all the time. On Tuesday night, you'll see a coach in the game, in the gym. And so it's just been different. So I just think that, having said that, my answer would be different this year than it would be in like normal years. But I
I'll
mean,
tell you this: I would want to be in a position where I'm not sure what the travel team, the circuit team is offering, the shoe team is offering me, and I start turning down situations that are pretty close to competitive as a shoe team. Now, I'm not just gonna go play with no dang AAU team just to play a bunch of games and turn down playing with a shoe. But if I got something where I can develop in all parts, then that's something you need to look at because you will get overlooked. You'll get over recruited. They'll recruit over your head at
That's
the
the
shoe team.
conversation we've been having on the last couple of days. Is that they're always going to recruit in order to get
Yeah,
better. If they have a chance at a kid that's already polished, that's already that 4 or 5 star, getting all those recognition, they're going to go after that kid. You know, and that's
yeah.
unfortunate for the kids on the roster. How does that make them feel and whatever. But my advice is for any parent just to make sure that what they're offering is legit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like college recruiting. They'll tell you anything just to
Tell
get you
you
there.
anything. Yeah.
Then it'll be something different once you get there. You know what I'm saying? So
so
We've seen that before.
what is it that they offer that makes it so like appealing for me to say I'm gonna go play for this team as opposed to that team? Because if it's multiple teams that are saying you can play for free, the money is out the window. So it's not a matter of I gotta pay.
That's what the offer is. That's really what the offer is. The
yeah,
So
FREE.
got multiple people saying it's free, then what am I offering that's going to make my organization or my
See, that's
circuit?
different. That's different. If I got multiple shoe teams offering me, then I don't need to look at playing nothing less than a circuit team. I wouldn't even look at playing just a regular team if I got multiple shoe teams after me. That means you're a baller. That means you're wanted. You get what I'm saying? So it's gonna be hard for them to look over your head because now you're getting recruited by multiple. But if you got that one opportunity that comes available, and they just sometimes they just want to see how you look, and you get caught up in the hype. You know what I'm saying? Then you get there on the day they're working out, and it ain't produced the way you think it is, and now you don't miss the trials with the other team. Now you trying to come back a certain way, and a lot of times they're not gonna take you. So if multiple teams are hollering, yeah, I'm not even looking to play on no team that's not a circuit because I can always they gonna have that room because they're after you. But if I got a search situation where a circuit team is after me, um, and I got a local team that is playing at a circuit level and ready to try to build to that level, then you have to look at it. For example, if the Tony Bradley like their goal is in a year or so to be straight circuit. They'll get the shoe deal. It don't take but that one tournament, win that one big tournament, and things the door open up even more. But then if you go play for each one teach one, or you that's the dream to go over there. You get to the workout and it don't work good for you, and then they don't feel they squad up. You in a bad situation.
Yeah. And I agree with you, and that's the way things work. You know what I'm saying? It's like college programs when you start talking about those shoe teams. And and they'll promise, not only like the free thing gear. I don't see where people don't offer, starting positions, playing time, but like you say, they'll tell you anything. Um, but my thing is for one, the kids need to be playing no matter where they're at. They need to be playing. They need to whatever skill development that they're doing, they have to be able to put it in game situations. So it's just important that the kids are playing no matter where they're playing at.
Yeah. And then, like you said, if you on that circuit team, like if you from Lakeland and you got to travel to Orlando and you only practicing on Saturdays, how much development are you getting as a kid? And then you go on Saturdays and you that one day of competing, and then you realize, dang, they don't even really want to look at me the same way, but they got me over here just to feel the body. Now you don't take a step back because you don't lost total there's a chance of being on a squad that can practice and develop you that. So I get. It also depends on how young you is. If you going to be a senior, then I'm trying to do circuit.
Yeah.
If I'm a senior, I'm trying to do circuit. If I'm a freshman, and they're gonna look over you, you got to know the situation you're getting in. Just plain and simple. You got to really know what you're getting yourself into.
That's when it
It's
comes
a
up.
dirty game, bro. It's a dirty game.
Have
Yeah.
somebody in your camp that know enough that ain't falling for the hype, and you get caught up in some mess because you ain't got somebody who's knowledgeable who gonna look out for you. That can
And
it can,
some coaches and parents don't want their kid learning skill set. They don't want to learn how to play defense and press and trap. They don't. They just want them to be a scorer and a shooter. 3 years later, they still in the same boat. It's crazy.
stop smiling, coach. Let me drink. Let me drink. So I won't say nothing on that one. Go ahead,
Am I
coach.
wrong? Am I telling this? I mean, am I telling a lie though?
Bro, no, you're not lying at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I take the approach um in my role with Tony Bradley Elite. I let kids and the parents know, like, hey, we really want them in our program. We really want to contribute and help them develop so that they're better when they go back to their high schools. I'm not promising playing time. I'm not promising that they're going to start. I'm promising that they're going to be a better ball player once they leave. No, all that other stuff work itself out in practice and in the games. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know how some people are they're salesmen, but they'll sell you your own shoes if you don't do your research. You know what I'm saying? But the main thing is that if a person have an opportunity to play on the shoe circuit, yes, I recommend it. But make sure that they're
Yeah.
playing. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that you don't burn bridges also. That's a big thing. Not only with recruiting, with other people also.
That's important. Burning
How
bridges.
how how, how was your turnout today?
Turnout was really, really good today. Um as I told y'all before, I'm coaching the 2024 team, and we got a
That's the
pretty
freshman. That's the
that's a
ninth grade.
freshman. Yeah. But we're gonna put a good product on the floor with them. I'm really excited about that group right there.
Okay.
That's good.
All
Did
right.
everybody did everybody come out, or was it somebody that didn't
Um,
surprise you?
Everybody didn't come out, but most of them did. But that's okay. It, like I said, it works itself out, and the group of kids, we're reaching out now to kind of get commitments from the kid, and the core kids that we got commitments from, we're gonna be pretty competitive,
Good.
real competitive.
Happy to hear that. Good deal. Good deal. All right. So let's go and let's get into it. So Tuesday night, we're gonna kind of go back and recap Tuesday, then we'll recap Friday, kind of because we hadn't been on since then. All right. So first game that happened on Tuesday night, it was a rematch from 4A. We'll just kind of bounce around. Rematch from 4A, McKeel and Discovery. First time they played, McKeel won the game by 3, won the district championship. And the rematch, Discovery was able to pull the win. I think the score was 60-47. So I know that was a pretty competitive game. I don't know if you all got any take or feedback on that. I know, like I said, we hadn't talked about it, so
I'm not surprised.
No,
I'm
me
not
neither.
surprised at that. Yeah.
Were you surprised
yeah,
that McKeel won the first time?
Say again.
Was you surprised McKeel won the first one?
Yeah, I was.
I'm not surprised at that either. You know what I'm saying? McKeel was playing well, and the game was at home. Game could have went either way, but we all know, you know what I'm saying, that's not the one that it counts, but you know what I'm saying, the one that really stings is the one from Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Okay. I was surprised. I thought Discovery was better.
All right. The next one, Tuesday night, Santa Fe was home against Holy Trinity, and Santa Fe ended up winning like 65-44. Trey Lane had a real good game, had like 6 threes, like 3 in the first quarter. Was you all surprised at that, especially with the fact that Holy Trinity had just beat Lakeland Christian on Thursday?
No, not at all. I mean, we've been saying from the beginning of the year that Blicker was going to make the regional final against Calvary Christian, and it played out that way. And we knew it would have took a perfect game from Santa Fe to beat that team. So, and Calvary Christian moved on.
So you weren't surprised that Santa Fe beat Holy Trinity?
No,
okay,
not at all.
Tuesday. All right.
I said the prediction from all three of us was that they was going to make the regional final. It was going to be tough for them to beat Calvary Christian or St. Andrews from down south.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised for Tuesday's win.
All right. Next Tuesday night was Kathleen played Plant City. It was the 4th time that Kathleen had played Plant City. And they won again, won another close one. It was 66 or 67-63 at home. Was you all surprised that Kathleen was able to beating the team twice in a year is rough. They beat the people 4 times in the season, so they were able to pull it out, survive. How you felt about that one?
I wasn't surprised. I would have been more. I wouldn't have been surprised either way because it's hard to beat a team 4 times. But I felt being home, playing at home, and that you were the better team, that you should have moved on. And I wanted them to move on.
I think I agree with Toomer. It is tough to beat a team 4 times. As Toomer said, like Kathleen was a better team. Kathleen is much better at home also. And they was playing better at the time. So, even though a couple of games were close, but, the better team came out on top. And shout out to Coach Shaw and his season and his team for making the regional finals.
Okay, and then the next Tuesday night game was another rematch of a district championship. Winter Haven at Bartow. The first time they played for the district, I think Bartow won by like 5 or 6, and then when they just played Tuesday, Bartow won by 20, 72-52. Any surprises, thoughts on that?
Agent Zero.
He definitely a difference maker. You can't deny that. I think Bartow showed their actual dominance, in that game. I was surprised that the district final was so close. I was surprised at that.
Me
but
too. I was
definitely
very surprised at that. I was very surprised.
But definitely Bartow showed their dominance in this particular game. And distance themselves from Winter Haven. So,
okay, all right. So, and then 2 that kind of, I don't know if it was Tuesday night. The last one, Arbondale at Rockledge. Arbondale went down to Rockledge and came up short. 46-44. Word was that they were 8 for 20 from the free throw line. They had a situation where I guess the people had a dunk for a tech, and they took it back. But all in all, they lost by 2. So Arbondale was out as of Tuesday, and we had them getting to the Final Four. So what's you all's take on that one?
I know. We talked. Me and best friend talked about it. How about Rockledge playing at Rockledge? So, like, I was hoping they could make it, and I just knew that was gonna be a tough place to play. And I know he's sick right now because he went to Leesburg and beat Leesburg, and Leesburg beat Rockledge.
So Leesburg in the White House.
Leesburg in the White House, and Eric went without Diego
Mhm.
and beat them. He went to Leesburg without Diego.
The next night he went after he didn't play.
Yeah, after he didn't play Santa Fe, yeah, and he went over there without Diego, and he beat Leesburg. I know he's sick right now.
Bloodhound Nation. Coach, what's your thoughts on that one, Coach?
Man, I'm sick for E right now. Because like I said, the team that you beat for without your best player is playing in the Final Four. It's an opportunity that I'm sure that it's not gonna sit well for a while. You know, but you know what though? It's like typical March Madness. It's why you play the game. You just never know. You know that any day any team can beat you. You know what I'm saying? If they have a good game, any team can beat you. But the thing is though, and I said it on the show earlier, that Rockledge always 10, 15 points better inside their own gym. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I said that back in 2012. We knew that going over there. And Arbondale went over there in 2012 and lost to Rockledge when I
you
thought
know
they
what's
was better than
you know
Rockledge.
what's interesting about like teams like Rockledge? It's just like going to Lake County and playing Montdore, Eustis, or Leesburg in the regional final. Because of COVID, you probably wouldn't get the numbers, but the whole county gonna come support each other.
Hmm.
So like one of them will be there. I'm sure Leesburg had Montdore, Eustis, and Leesburg people in that gym when they played Rockledge. And the support system is the county versus everybody at that time. You don't
Yes.
get, you know what I'm saying? That be tough. In a small town like Rockledge, I'm sure you're gonna get the same situation with the Cocoa and all that. It's gonna be all of them versus that team. Hard to beat them in
But
like that.
you know what just came to mind, Coach? What came to mind, PG? COVID probably hurt Arbondale this year because they did not
Yeah. Get the fans.
get those tough road games. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? We
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
able to
Yeah.
travel. We wasn't able to travel and get those tough road games that we would normally. And I actually think the Leesburg game was at home, Corey. I think it was
Oh, for
in
real?
Arbondale. Yes, it was in
I just know
Arbondale.
they beat Leeds. Yeah, I know they beat
Yes,
Leesburg.
they definitely beat Leesburg, but I think it was at home in Arbondale because I know the Leesburg coach because I called them afterwards and asked them, you know, what happened. And
If they would have beat Rockledge, they would have been home though, right?
Nah, they was gonna be in Leesburg.
no,
They didn't go to Leesburg.
yeah, they had to
Yeah,
go to Leesburg.
and
But
and
my
again, that would have been it would have been the same type of situation. Like even though they beat Leesburg, it
yeah,
was gonna be hard to go to Leesburg and beat Leesburg.
but like I said, I think the COVID situation hurt Armadale in this situation because they wasn't able to get the really really tough road games as they would normally in order to prepare for situations like that.
That's just that one. Of all of them on Tuesday night, it was a shock. First of all,
It
because
was. That's why I had.
we were like Arbondale lost, and everybody kind of asking around like, hold on now.
Yeah, I needed confirmation because I just didn't want to believe it, man. I was really really rooting for Coach E because I think, like I said, I knew he had beat Leesburg earlier. You know what I'm saying? I thought this was the best chance for him to, break in that White House door.
We
You
thought
know
he
what I'm
had.
saying?
How unfair was that gonna be to Auburndale anyway though? To be like they was ranked in the state all year. Leesburg, I don't think Leesburg was ranked, but they was gonna have to go to the road 2 out of the 3 to get there, and they were gonna be the
Yeah,
only team. That's tough, man. That's tough.
And
And you
but
two
that's
playing your
how the
district.
way it's been
tough
when you
environments.
I don't know why the state have it like that. When two district winners meet, is who's on the top of the bottom that gets that gets the home game.
I
Yeah,
think
it
they ought
should
to,
be strength of schedule at that time.
I think they ought to do coin toss when they get to that point.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong on that, but I just think that, I know how it used to be. It's like if you got two home games, the third one you have to go on the road, something like that. So
It's
I don't.
not like that no more.
But it's not like that no more. That's how it used to be. So I know they was like that in football. I know that for sure. So all right, so that was one of the Tuesday night games. So we move on to Friday. We had 3 games Friday. First game, we just kind of talked. Coach talked about it a little bit already. 3A Santa Fe went down to Fort Lauderdale, played Calvary Christian. Knew it was going to be a tough one, and they end up coming up short. They lost 75-58. I don't think neither one of you were surprised at that outcome at all.
No, it wasn't no surprise. This is what I was surprised on. That reading the article, Trey was on super lockdown. After you say he had like 6 threes tonight, then Tuesday, yeah, he hadn't scored to the fourth quarter. Some free baskets, but the article made it seem like you can't win. You can't win if you can't get none.
Of the he was a focal of the scout report to make sure he didn't get off.
Yeah.
So and y'all both say Calvary Christian the best team overall in the state. It's just crazy that Santa Fe 2 years in a row done had 2 pretty good teams, and they done ran into arguably the best team in the state in the regional final both years. But last year you could have argued that St. Andrews was the best team in the state.
It was. Yeah, they won.
The best team in the state. So both years in a row, you figure if they in 4A, it could be a whole different conversation as opposed to 3A, or even in a different bracket than they in. So it's like you do all that, and then your reward is you get them people back to back years. So I don't know if I don't know if they're gonna reorganize things next year.
I was about to say, they are classifying next year. Blicker, y'all better petition to go up or down.
Yeah, man, you got to
you don't, but
go down there and 2A and battle with Victor in there, man, because that's 3A right there.
At least you can brag on your resume that you made it to the regional finals 2 years in a row. Boy, you ain't getting past that. You ain't getting past that recruiting. That ain't Broward County. That recruiting county.
But that's just like Coach Wallace said. He got Alvin, who is tough, and Calvary got 5 Alvin. So it's just like you going in with a pistol, and they got a AK. What you gonna do, man? It's just like
300 bullets to 6. You got the revolver. You got the revolver. Hey, no, you got. Hey, you remember on Harlem Nights?
Yeah,
little pelican. After they don't shout up, he going pow.
I was just gonna say the same thing. That little thing at Harlem Nights, man. Stop that daggone little gun, man. But I mean, shout out to Santa Fe for getting as far as they could get. I mean, I don't think they got anything to feel bad. They just ran. So man, it's tough. It's tough in them streets, as they say, man. You just get caught up in the Fort Lauderdale.
Man, what you shooting, man?
Hey, man, stop talking. Do that with everything.
Man, throw that gun away, man. Pow.
Hey, man, but what can you do, man? You get caught up with them, man.
Listen, I ain't gonna call out no names, right? I ain't gonna call out no names. Somebody owe me some Trace McGrady courthouse home court wings. I ain't gonna call out no names now, but they know the little wager we had going on. I need my wings soon. I don't want to be waiting 6 months for no wings.
Hey, man.
We beat them 5 Alvin last year though. Beat who?
They beat Calvary Christian last year.
Yeah, Calvary Christian recruited 5 more, didn't they?
The Calvary Christian this year ain't the Calvary Christian for last year. They went and brought some Alvins with a plural, and they brought some Alvins in, like Santa Fe brought in Alvin with a singular. They brought in Alvins plural. But
I don't think Santa Fe would be no killer in 2A. You got Wildwood that's there every year. They would have to play like probably Wildwood.
No, Wildwood is 1A. 2A, you talking about running into OCP.
Oh, they don't
and
want them problems.
that's a bar saw too.
I ain't saying winning state. I'm saying they at least get out the region. You know, right now they ain't even getting out the region. What that region they in, you know.
But
That's
you know what though? If they did went down to 2A, they would have been in OCP's district because that's the same one that Vanguard is in.
Oh, they wouldn't even make it out the district then.
I say you better petition to go up for it or something.
Yeah, it'd be another. Hey,
they'd have been Discovery and McKeel and Astronaut.
it'd be another one. Hey,
Hey,
it'd be
I
another
like them
pellet gun.
chances. I
Hey,
like them chances better.
hey, and just segueing in the Discovery and Astronaut, Discovery went down to Titusville and they ended up losing by 15. They lost 69-54. I know Astronaut had a Coach Wallace say he think the water ball dumped out for Calvary.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today.
Hey,
Oh, put me in, coach.
The water boy got in and took off.
Hey, that guy ain't played all year. Hit that long three at the end. Crowd going crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man, let me stop, man. Or they gonna be hating mail tomorrow, man. But yeah,
Hey, ain't no hate mail, bro. We knew they were gonna get that sausage put in them regardless. We said that all year.
I knew that Uncle John was waiting, huh? You
Yeah,
know?
Uncle John was waiting. Hey, it was cooked and it was cooked well done. Hey, they actually got him in line. You want mustard on it or what, boy? That was coming. That was coming, boy. Hey, Trey didn't score for 3 quarters, man. How you gonna beat somebody when you ain't scoring?
Oh man, I got a headache.
No, seriously, Trey. You read the article? Trey didn't score for 3 quarters.
Yeah, Trey. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, and shout out to Calvin Christian. If Trey hit 22 on Tuesday, hit 6 threes, then what's the top of my scoreboard? He can't get off. I mean, so shout out to Calvin Christian for
pick that package up full quarter, make it a nightmare.
Oh man.
That's probably what they did.
So we got Discovery, man. Discovery went down to Titusville, played Astronaut. Astronaut got a real tough kid. Had like 27, 28 a game. I don't know how many they ended up with. I see Coach Jameson on here saying that they had a stud, and I'm sure that's boy, he like 6'5", good sized kid. Coach said they couldn't overcome the mistakes and the missed free throws. You know, the thing is, and we talked about this, and we'll talk about it with the next game, but it's so simple. It's just a mental thing. That how many times we hear teams talk about missed free throws as coach said he had 33.
But that's a typical excuse when you lose. You gotta find some point. Eric went 8 for 20. They missed free throws. That's the first thing as the coach you're gonna say.
Like with free throws, it's free throws. It's like what do you do? It's you and the goal. It's like I don't care if you spend 5 minutes on free throws, an hour on free throws. You can't tell me team's not working on free throws in game situations. It's tough, and some people hit them. Some just okay, that's his name, Jace Carter, going to UIC. Yeah, so he tough. I know he averaged. I saw he averaged like 26, 27 games, and Coach James said he had 33. So he gave it to Discovery. So. So I think Discovery. I mean, do we say Discovery overachieved? They got to the regional finals. I mean, they had a great. They don't have nothing.
We was putting that pressure on Wheeling. I know me and Billy D was when the get go. He got guys transferred over there to play. So it wasn't like he.
I think Wheeling took them as far as that they were gonna go this particular year. You know, and shout out to Coach Weeds and that. And back to the free throw thing, guys. You know, I tell people all the time. That's the quickest way to lose games. And I say that in practice all the time. You can really look at your missed layups and missed free throws and figure out why you lost the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that man shot 70%. That man shot 70% field goals.
Mm-hmm.
That man didn't miss. Hey, so look, but this is the thing with the free throw situation. All right, that's not a team practice situation. If kids ain't shooting 100 to 200 to 300 free throws while they spend 2 hours in the gym, They're gonna shoot this free throws garbage. You can't get to practice and make 10 and now you a good free throw shooting team. Like kids got to put just as much time and at least 500 shots at the free throw line that they would put at putting 2,000 shots on the jumper. Kids ain't doing that.
That ain't sexy.
Yeah.
Free throws ain't sexy, coach. It's the crossover. You know, it's the dunking, it's the 3-pointer, all that sexy. Free throws ain't sexy.
You know what I learned, bro? And I told Walt that at the beginning of the summer when he was talking about he ain't got to average 20, he don't care about scoring, he goes 0. I said it ain't about that you can't do it. But you go 7 for 8 or 9 for 11 at the line. You got 11 free throws and you make 9 or 10 of them. That's easy buckets, bro. Yeah. That's easy bucket. Take pride in that.
I know I was coaching at Lakeland. Had EJ Moody. You know, his thing was he wanted to score, and I finally got him to understand him and Shaquan too. That look, if you get 20 a game, it don't say in the box score how you got the 20, and don't nobody care how you got the 20. If you getting 12 a night from the free throw line, I mean, what we talking about? Don't nobody care about that. But it's just we don't focus on that enough. How important, how easy it is. First of all, how easy it is to get points at the free throw line, and then second, how important it is. Because just for example, like with Coach with Billy D and McGrill, teams like that, even like Kathleen team, 40% of their points are gonna come from defense. And when is the easiest time to set your defense? After I made free throw. So if you making a free throw, you can sub people in, your personnel in that you want to get in, so that you can set your stuff, set your defense, your press, whatever you're gonna run, exactly how you want to run it. So it's always amazing to me that people don't spend more time, and maybe they are doing it. The kids just not in the free throws, and I'm not in practices to know that. But it just seems like I know when I coached, we spent a lot of time on free throws because that was a time where we for sure could set defense and could change the tempo of the game. It's just amazing that the Hill teams miss so many free throws and not able to take advantage of that time,
That boy, Devon Walker gave like 40 points in a game. He had 20. He was at the line 25 times and got 40 points. Yeah. I remember that. I think it was playing McKeel. And he got 40.
But you know what though? Also that I don't see a lot of people doing when they're shooting free throws. And what I implemented a long time ago is that everything is 1-1. You know what I'm saying? Everything is 1-1. You don't deserve to shoot the second one if you don't make the first one. So we make them switch. You know what I'm saying? Every time they go to the line, it's 1-1. And you got to think about it. In game situation, if you miss the front end of the 1-1, you don't get to shoot the second one. So you might as well say that you 0 for 2. You know what I'm saying? You got to do game situations when you're in practice, so those kids are prepared for it. I'm not saying that they will hit free throws, but at least they've been in a situation in practice where it's not new to them.
Right. And I know when I used to coach and I see one of my former players on here. We in the practice. We didn't leave until we made a certain amount of free throws. And the parents understood that. I just think I don't think it's enough focus put on it. And so always surprised me when I hear people say they missed a lot of free throws and it's costing them games. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's costing you games, and that's just crazy to me. But I'm off my soapbox with that. All right, and the last game from Friday night was a rematch. Highly anticipated. It was Bartow at Kathleen for the regional final for 6A. Was a real nice ceremony, short little ceremony recognition pregame for Mike Taylor. Anybody who know Mike Taylor knows that knows the impact he's made in the Lakeland community, just in the community. Anybody who's come in contact with Mike Taylor's been a better person afterwards, and so. It was a real classic thing that Kathleen and Bartow did pregame. They kind of recognized him before the game, before they even got started. Both the head coaches and coaches on both sides of the court, besides the head coaches, have been impacted by Mike Taylor. So that was real nice to see. So shout out to Coach McGriff and Coach Shaw for doing that before the game. Even though they was getting ready to fight for the Final Four, they still took time out pay homage to the living legend Mike Taylor. So I want to make sure to say once again on behalf of Polk Hoops, shout out to Mike Taylor for all you done did for us, for everything that we done did and what we gonna do. We wouldn't be here without you. So appreciate you, boss man. So, but once we got into the game, what's y'all thoughts, takes on the Bartow Kathleen rematch? Third, that was the third game. They were 1-1. Both teams had won, so they were. It was the rubber match. What was your thought?
Agent Zero.
I knew you were gonna say that. I just
Agent Zero. So listen, for all the hype about both games, it lived up to it for a good half. But we all knew Walt didn't play in the first two games. The plus to that was for Kathleen, they was able to beat Bartow after losing them in so many years that they didn't fear them, because when they played them again and lost, it was close. I think like 1 point game. So they had the confidence going in. I don't think they had the right game plan going in. Because, I mean, me personally, I try to take him out the game at the beginning, boxing one or something, because he's ball dominant. You can't let a kid like that dominate the game. You can't let a point guard who thinks pass first dominate the game. Because if he hits 30, his 30 is like Kevin Durant getting 50 to 60. Because he's getting other people involved. Now you got to try to figure out the way to stop him when he's hot. Now other people open up. And that's what happened. The time you figured out, okay, now it's time to shade him, get the ball out of his hands. Now you got old KJ Parker, who ain't averaged but 5 points against you. Don't open up and get you 14 in the second half. Now you got Frazier hitting wide open threes. All that's coming from the Agent Zero.
Coach?
Well, I wasn't at the game, so
I jump in, I can get to you first.
I wasn't at the game, so I'm not gonna speak to strategy. But I do agree with Toomey. You really gotta force everybody else to beat you. My thing is that I thought Bartow was the best team in the county. You know what I'm saying? And their experience last year, I think, helped show up in this particular game right here. They're battle tested. They've been in, tough games before. I think this game ended where it's supposed to end. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kathleen and Coach Shaw for having a great season. But, this particular team, it was going to take a perfect game from Kathleen in order to win. You know what I'm saying? So I think the best team won. The best team is moving on and has a chance at the state title, but not taking nothing away from Kathleen. It actually it was good for the county for them to play. You know
definitely
what I'm saying?
It was definitely good for Polk Hoops.
Yes, that game was great for the county.
So let me, before you speak, Vaughn, I got a question for you, because I want to make sure I'm saying it right, because we talking about everything, that how dominant Walt was in the game, how well KJ played in the game, and Frazier. I see Noop saying Frazier hit 1-3, but who did Frazier defend in the second half? Was it Monty or was it Jimmy? Who guarded Monty the second half? That was the key. Who guarded Marcellus Doobie the second half? Was it Frazier?
It was Frazier.
That was the key right there. Yeah. That was the key.
This is the thing. When they went
0 points,
it was tied at halftime. It was tied. It was 31-31 at halftime. The game was won in the third quarter, and Kathleen came out flat. And Bartow just kind of hit his stride a little bit with him. But that third quarter, Marcellus, I don't think we sat there and watched. I don't think he took a shot. That's the third quarter. I don't think he got a shot.
He got 2 shots the whole second half.
He got a shot out there, and that was tough for them, because he was aggressive the first half. He was getting to the foul line. He had people in foul trouble. But the third quarter, he didn't get a shot. Shaw got a couple shots, and Jimmy, they were the only two people that was even taking shots. So
that's how bad it was, bro. Jimmy
it,
had to force himself to take shots because
he was
nobody didn't want
forcing
to shoot
shots.
the
He was
ball.
hitting them, but he was forcing them. He was hitting
Yeah,
them.
he had no choice. Like,
That's not a good shot, but he was hitting them. So, and then like you said with Bartow, they start running this stuff, and Bartow went 4 guards. Remember that? They went to a point, Coach, I know you weren't there, but they had Marion. They had Frazier at the 5. He had went where he had Walt, KJ, Dewberry,
Frazier and 12 in the game.
12 or 14 between them two. He went small. He had Frazier running the 5, and that's when they made their run in the third quarter. So he had Frazier on him, but I know 12 guarded him some too. But Frazier, because Frazier 12 don't start, but and so Kathleen kind of came out flat that third quarter. Out of the fourth quarter, they picked it back up, and it was like even. But by that time, it was pretty much a done deal. That I think they outscored Kathleen by 10 in the third quarter, and they won by 12. So
yeah, y'all post players played trash, Wallace. Trip. Y'all post players played trash. All they did was foul.
It's just like it just was a thing where, and like everybody's saying, like we talked about, me and one of the coaches from Kathleen talked about it today. Bartow got like 9 or 10 seniors. They got like 5 guys or 5 or 6 guys that's on this team this year that played last year. And then you bring in somebody like KJ, who he young, but he basketball ready. Then you come in with another kid, the Dewberry. He a senior, so he know how to play basketball. So it's like they got, and I know a couple of people said in the chat, and they right. Bartow just got experience. They just got experience, and they got the shots. Their experience showed up. And then, like you say, if you got Walt getting 30 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, you got KJ with 20, you got Dewberry with 10. That's 60 points right there. That's
how you gonna beat them?
Okay, how good you is?
So listen, even Mike got a good take on something. He said he believed Kathleen could have took advantage of Davis being in foul trouble. I disagree. I think it was to Bartow advantage at that point because Kathleen didn't have a big man that could do anything to even make it a threat. They just dribbled the ball outside around the 3-point line and then 4 shots that only what's name could hit. It was terrible basketball on the offensive end for Kathleen. It was terrible. I get what Mike
said. You would think if they went with Marion at the 5, that the offense probably should have went inside, but they was having such trouble with getting any type of sets. They couldn't even take advantage of it the way it looked like anyway. I don't know if they was calling stuff.
Who they was gonna get the ball inside too? That was gonna be a threat to hurt them. Like who was gonna get the ball?
That's a good point. I mean, maybe
that's why I said it was Bartow.
Maybe talking about attacking the basket as opposed to just running a post.
That's why it was Bartow's advantage because the foul trouble was coming from the bigs. The guards were playing help side, moving.
That's what he's saying.
The guards defended.
That's what he's saying. They was trying to just get to the basket.
That's what I'm saying. They couldn't get to the basket, bro. They couldn't get
to, and they just couldn't. So.
Yeah. But it's a good. Mike got a good point. That's why I said it's a good point of conversation. But honestly, when Bartow went small, the defense got 10 times better. Like they really started guarding the ball then, bro. Like that boy Jimmy was taking some one dribble pull up 3-pointers.
But
like what the hell?
Y'all ain't running those sets with RJ down there.
RJ, they not running. Come on, man. RJ play hard, bro. I was impressed to see RJ out there guarding KJ, but we talking about RJ wasn't gonna be no threat down low for Bartow to be fearing. Like the reason why them bigs got in foul trouble is because them boys was attacking the basket and they was getting to the free throw line and they was making free throws. When they took them bigs out, now that thing became an even game of guarding. Y'all don't even throw the ball in the post to them boys, man.
And the thing is, so it actually helped. In retrospect, it helped Bartow getting the foul trouble.
It helped them. It really helped them.
They couldn't get to the. So I guess but Griff ain't come up. He didn't have no plans of Mario playing the 5. It just happened that way, and it actually worked out for him.
Listen, Kathleen was in the game because of Bartow Biggs. Bartow Biggs played terrible.
Yeah.
All of them fouled, not just one. All of them had 4 or 5 fouls. They couldn't guard nobody. So when they switched and went small, it became a plus because now Kathleen can't even get to the basket.
Shit,
The
Kathleen.
defense changed. The defensive change. Man, what game we watching? And they don't get the ball. Kathleen don't throw the ball inside. They tried to post up Shaw on KJ 2 times, and they threw it in there 1 time, bro. Come on, man. They weren't running no set that made sense to them to say they got a post player back to the basket that they throw the ball to. If you watch Kathleen play, Shaw was looking to shoot the tray. Jimmy was looking to attack, and Marcellus looks to attack. 2 of the 3 didn't happen.
And that's the
They
thing.
don't. They don't get it inside at all. They don't even look inside because you got aggressive shooting guards.
Yeah, they perimeter oriented. They look.
They look in the front of the top, and they didn't do it all year, so I knew they weren't gonna do it.
That's what they do. So you can't. You got to the regional finals doing that. So it's not you can't get there Friday night and say, all right, we're gonna start doing something different because that's what's been working for you. And it's just like you say, the Bartow credit. Bartow just did a real good job of shrinking the court and locking down that third quarter, and that was the key to the game, which. It worked out that they bigs got in foul trouble because, like you said, the defense got better. And like me and you talked about it, bro. KJ and Walt was hitting some next level type shots, bro. They wasn't hitting no like regular shots, bro. I mean, 2 dribble pull up, Walt hitting threes from the volleyball line, and it wasn't like he hit one of them. He hit like 2 or 3 of them. I mean, so it's like. They was hitting some shots, bro. So it ain't like Kathleen just was laying down. They was guarding them. They was playing hard. Them people just was making plays and making shots. And so you can't really what you gonna, you know what I'm saying? Ain't like you can even say nothing negative about Kathleen. It's just the better team won, the team that executed better for 4 quarters won. Kathleen executed for 3 quarters. They just struggled in that third quarter. And it just and Bartow deeper. Bartow played 10 people. I think Kathleen played 7.
But see that Monty makes a good point. And you saying Bartow had 10. Bartow had enough bodies, but 3 of the 4 bodies played terrible.
But this the thing though, bro. Of those, but how of them 10 people that Bartow played, how many of them done played? You know what I'm saying? It's like of them 10 people, 7 of them was there last year. They won a state. They done won a state championship. And then you bring in KJ and you bring in Dewberry, who got plenty of experience and can play. And then you got the kid from out of state who just go in there and run around and hit people, the Blade kid. So you got 7 guys that it's like they had 3 guys playing terrible. They had so many other guys that
y'all do know they went to like a 7-man rotation. Once the old boy caught the fouls, McGriff, it wasn't a bodies get rest.
But I'm saying he played them though, bro.
I'm talking to Monty. Like I'm talking Monty saying that Bartow had, but we talking in the second half, bro. We talked about this. Walt didn't come out the game with like 1 time. They got the rest Walt 1 time. Dewberry ran it, but it was Walt. It was the starting 5 take out the big man, and then you had 12 and 14. Ain't nobody else touched that flow. They went 6 deep.
Walt went out when they went up 10. Remember that? He went out when they went up 10. Kathleen got, I think, back down to 6. He came right back in and he didn't go out the rest of the game. And remember we said one time he was patting his head, telling me he was tired. And I said, McGriff took him out and Kathleen went on a little run. I said, McGriff gonna ignore him the rest of the game. He ain't gonna see him. You know, sometimes this coach, they be patting their head looking at you and you look away like, because if you make eye contact with him, you gotta sub him out. But if I don't see it, then you just gotta suck it up. And that's kind of what happened. They went on a little run. He took Walt out and he put Walt back in there, and he didn't come back out. But it was a situation where, like I said, for 3 quarters, Kathleen was right there. It was just that third quarter. I think Bartow went on a run, probably like it was like a 4-minute stretch where Kathleen didn't score. I think Bartow went like a
they scored 10 points. Yeah, they scored 10 points in that third.
Game.
They scored 10 points in the third quarter. They had 31 at the half. They scored 10 points in the third quarter. With Bartow getting the foul trouble, it was just, man. Walt ended up with 19 in the first half. They didn't. His 19 wasn't a threat to Kathleen at the time because Kathleen was aggressive at the basket. and the bigs were fouling. So Kathleen stayed at the free throw line, right? So Walt's 19 wasn't like, man, we can't do nothing with it because it was a tie scope. But when them bigs went out and they went to 6 people and they defended the way they defended, it changed the game. So Walt only ended up with 11 points in the second half. KJ had 6 in the first half. He had 14 in the second. I want to say he had about what 12 of them in the fourth.
Yeah.
And then Dewberry moved to the point. Then I don't think they tried to shade Walt. Walt was already he had already got to the verge where he had enough of what he can do, and they had the lead. So it wasn't a thing where he needed to take over. His rest was on offense. Now Dewberry's running the point. Man, that was
that's the first time I saw them three together all year. I mean, I know they played together all year, but that's the first time I seen the three that we predicted with Walt, Dewberry, and KJ together. And they look pretty. They look pretty good. They look pretty good.
Kathleen played great though. I think like with Doobie, was the lights too big for Doobie because 2 shots. That boy was averaging like 26, 27 the last 3 games.
I think in order for them to have a shot, that he had to have at least 25, and he didn't have 25 for them to. And the thing is, the last couple of games, that's what he had been having. He hadn't had 23,
he had been 30. Killing.
So he had been killing.
That was saying he was averaging like 26, 27, bro. And he only took 2 shots. Like that's why I was asking, like, was it the defense? Was the lights too big for him? I mean, what was it? Because was it the Jimmy boy holding the ball too long?
It's a mystery because it just seemed like he just couldn't get it. I don't know if they weren't running those sets. I don't know if they just was kind of like free flowing. The ball just didn't seem to get to him. I thought another second half for them to have.
I thought he gave it up too much. I felt like he gave it up too much, and they exploited his weakness. Like Frazier wasn't letting him go to the right. Frazier like use your left hand.
And his first half he was able to get to the right.
He was getting first half he was getting the basket when he wanted to. First half he got the basket.
They can't stop him getting to the basket. But second half he wasn't able to do it for whatever reason. That was the key to the game because Kathleen don't have enough ball players, enough offense to be able to, like as somebody said earlier, Bartow got 6 or 7 guys that can go and score. Kathleen don't have that many, so it's just it definitely like the Jimmy do, like he's saying, coach saying he kind of was
Jimmy was he was dribbling the air out the ball. He was definitely dribbling the air out the ball, but it got to a point now, like we watching. We keeping it G, right? Like we saw Shaw clapping for the ball one time in the first half, right? And he was frustrated, like give him the ball, but for the whole first half he was one dribble and pass it back, and then he was clapping for the ball like, give me the ball. It's like, yo, you dribbling the ball one time and passing it back. You want the same aggressive shot that we got in the second half that was aggressive, shooting the 3 and all that. So they just couldn't get their guys going the way they needed to. And he did dribble the air out the ball. He was dribbling just to dribble.
Yeah. He was dribbling trying to set up offense as opposed to running offense, if that makes sense. And so that just, in a team like Bartow that's solid on defense, you got to make them move. You got to pass. You got to cut. You got to have some movement in order to get them to move. And so it just.
Yeah, Billy, you would have been more frustrated watching Kathleen offense than you'd have been saying how good Bartow defended.
And the thing is, neither one on press. They just straight man-to-man, half-court man-to-man defense. Wasn't nobody pressing. It was just solid basketball.
And to me, that ain't had nothing to do with like the coaching part of the players out there. I just think it's either a panic mode. It was just something, bro. Like to me, the lights was too big for a couple of them guys because they didn't want that ball, man. They didn't want that ball at times that they needed to have it. And we even said that about KJ in the first half. Like, man, what is he doing? He didn't want to bring it up. And when he brought it up, he turned it over. Yelled at him. So it was like, it was just.
Yeah, it ain't for everybody. It ain't for everybody. So Bartow, I guess when we said the over under beginning of the year, we said it's gonna be less than 3 teams or less than 2 teams. I guess we was right. It's 1 team that moves on to the Civic Center. So what are Bartow chances for repeating with the other 3 teams that's left? I know they play Ocala Forest on Thursday. I don't know nothing about. I haven't looked up Ocala Forest.
Definitely repeating. I don't think there's no team outside of Polk County unless it was like a Dillard or Ely with the Fort Lauderdale that could play that with Bartow. A lot of them teams I would feel could match up with them. And if they play zone, they definitely did. Bartow beat them by 20.
So
Any of them play zone, they dead. They in trouble, boy.
So you know anything about the other teams, Coach? I know you kind of look into that stuff. I ain't even looked into it yet.
No, I haven't looked at the brackets yet. My thing is you just never know when you get to Lakeland. Who's gonna show up, who's not gonna show up. I think it's in Bartow's favor for them to repeat.
Dillard
Um,
don't play Oak Ridge. Dillard at home washing dishes, man. What you talking about?
And Oak Ridge is 7A, right?
yeah,
Yeah, Dr. Phillips play Oak Ridge.
Dr.
so
Phillips say Oak Ridge, and Coach Blicker say Forrest got 2 bigs, say they tough and good.
Man, that don't phase Bartow. Dillard had 5 bigs last year. They better have somebody handling that ball.
So you just going off. You don't even know nothing about California. You're just saying it's Bartow.
I know Polk County basketball and the way they play defend in the White House. I can't see a average team beating them like these teams ain't been talked about all year. Bro, Bartow was number 1 last year, end of the year number 1. Got to give respect where respect due, bro. I just can't see Bartow not. The style that they play, only a Polk County team frustrates Bartow, or a really great team like the team that they've lost to that are at the White House are the teams that hurt Bartow that got big time players. I just can't see these other guys frustrating Bartow at all. Bartow hit shots, bro. Like it's just how you play them. Like that system that they run, easily for Polk County to guard because they know that system.
Coach Marlo, he ain't even seen him. We just straight off the muscle. They gonna knock him off. That's what I'm like. He ain't even look at the scout report. Forget whoever. They got a big kid that's pretty good, and they got a football kid. But he said the guards are suspect. Or they guard suspect. Yeah, they might be in trouble. They guard suspect.
That's what I'm saying. Like big versus them. Hey, Agent Zero, bro. Agent Zero is a problem. If you ain't got no guard, if you ain't got nothing to even control that right there, that bigs don't mean anything when you got a guy like that can get the basket and be aggressive and get them in foul trouble. And remember now, what does Bartow like to do? Shoot the basketball. How do you? If I want to see if they're a good defensive team, bro, to stop them from shooting.
I'm not saying Bartow ain't gonna drag them, and you know we all Polk County.
No, I ain't going drag. I ain't saying drag. I'm saying Bartow gonna win.
I'm saying
if they got 2-6-7. They playing zone. They ain't going. Hey, listen, 2-6-7. They ain't going Bartow man to man, bro.
And if they guards are if they guard the suspect, then it's already a wrap. No matter, like you said, who they got down low, because they got to be able to give them the ball. So if that's the case, if they guard suspect, then that's all I need to hear. McGriff ain't been letting nobody no suspect guards beat him.
Exactly.
But they sound like they big though. But I mean, like you say, you still got to be able to get the ball to the bigs in order for it to matter. So that's on Thursday. So on the other side of the bracket, who is it? Is it Charlotte and? Because I know East Lake lost. So it's Charlotte, Marta Day or something like that. I don't know nothing about none of them. So you got to feel like it was a couple of years ago where Bartow was the favorite and they ended up not winning. Was it when they lost to who they lost to over is it Oviedo?
Yeah.
When they were the favorite,
they were favored to win that game.
Yeah, they had that game won. They ended up losing it. So
was they favorite to win? Like they had the game won, but was it favorite?
They were the favorite to win it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
When they had Brooks and Bradley and them. Was it Brooks and who he had with him? It was somebody. It was Brooks. All you gotta do is call his daddy. He'll tell you. His dad is still a little tough for him. But so is there any way they could? I mean, I guess like you say, like Coach said, you get a 7%, anything can happen, but. Is there any way that you can? Oh, Charlotte got the Trey Carroll kid. That'll be they end up playing. That's gonna be a good game because that Trey Carroll kid is tough. Trey against Agent Zero. That'll be a good one. I mean, Bartow got to get past Thursday first, but that'll be a nice little matchup.
Gee, the Trey kid don't got to get past somebody too, don't they?
Yeah, they ought to beat the team that they.
Who? That's Charlotte is the team that beat East Lake?
Charlotte beat East Lake, yeah. Charlotte beat East Lake. So anywho, so we saying Bartow for the repeat.
Oh, hold on. You say they're gonna get past the team that beat Dillard by 25 and beat Martin County? I mean Martin County beat Dillard by 25, and then they got beat by the team that's coming up here. And you say that's an easy game for Charlotte?
What
That
you talking
team,
about?
the team that beat Dillard by 20 something, end up losing to the team that's playing Charlotte.
But that ain't the same. Dillard had like 10 seniors last year. That ain't the same
No,
Dillard team.
no, but I'm saying like the team that like the guys were saying that Martin County team was the best. They was saying that's the best team in that class. Yeah, they were saying that no, but Martin County lost. They were saying Martin County was the best team, and then they just got beat. And Charlotte has to play the team that beat Martin County,
which is Martyr Academy. I don't know nothing about Martyr at all. So they might be the dark, the great unknown. I ain't know nothing. I don't know nothing about it. Like I said, I'll look it up like tomorrow, but I don't know nothing about them right now. So
yeah, East Lake wasn't gonna beat Bartow though, Bird. East Lake they're gonna play zone, and Bartow's gonna shoot them out of that.
Hey, so I want to do something real quick. Back September 17th, y'all, I asked you all for preseason predictions on each one of the teams, how they was gonna do, over, under, playoff, whatever. So I went back and looked at my notes of what we said and what ended up happening. So just want to kind of recap and see what y'all think. So people saying Martyr Academy, they got some. We'll see. Anyway, last year we said Haines City last year was 9-17. Y'all said that y'all thought Haines City would be about the same. Would win about 9 games. Y'all said they wouldn't go to the playoffs. They end up 1-16, and they didn't go to the playoffs. So they lost less games, and they didn't go to the playoffs. Ridge, in some of these games, I mean, they didn't play the same amount of games, so that you kind of guess you can take the games with a grain of salt. But Ridge was 18-10 last year, and we predicted that Ridge would make the playoffs. Ridge didn't make the playoffs. They end up 13-5. Bartow, obviously last year was 31-1. We knew they weren't going to win 31 games this year, even if they would have played all of them. But we did predict them to go to the playoffs. They in the playoffs, and they 19-4 right now. Kathleen, we gotta take this one on the head. Kathleen was 18-9 last year. We said that Kathleen would lose less games, and we said that Kathleen would not make the playoffs. So Kathleen was 14-5 and made it to the regional final. So the Red Devil Nation, Polk was wrong. Shout out to y'all for proving us wrong. I heard today that they want to thank us for Tuma, and they specifically Tuma. They want to thank Tuma for his preseason prediction, because they were searching in the preseason for something to get the kids motivated, to get their attention. And when Tuma said the attention, and see, they don't, the Kathleen kids don't know Polk Hoops, and they don't know Coach Billy D, but they know Tuma. So when they said, yeah, Coach Tuma said we weren't gonna win for 10 games, and they put the stuff on what you call it, on the locker room things, and that was the whole motivation. Anytime they were slacking, y'all remember what Tuma said. So shout out to Tuma for the motivation for the Red Devils for the great season they had. And Polk Hoops, we was dead wrong in saying y'all wouldn't make the playoffs. So wanted to make sure to say that live on the air, because I got that story this morning. I thought that was funny. So all right, moving on. Lakeland last year was 20-9. We said that Lakeland would make the playoffs. Lakeland ended the season 8-9. They did not make the playoffs. So we was wrong on that one.
Man, Lakeland won even 500.
They weren't even 500 balls. It was tough. It was tough, man. And see the Kathleen people laughing, so they know it's true. They know that's a true story. Winter Haven was 23-9 last year. They ended up 9-10. We did say they would make the playoffs, and they did make the playoffs. So we was right on that. Jenkins was 19-9. We said they wouldn't make the playoffs. They ended the season 7-9, and they didn't make the playoffs. So we was right on that. Arbondale was 14-14 last year. We said they would have a better record, which they did. They won 17 games. We said they would make the playoffs, which they did. So we was right on that. Here you go, the next one that we was wrong on, dead wrong on. So got to make apologies for this one. Lake Wells. Lake Wells was 3-22. We said Lake Wells would be the second tension team. They wouldn't win more than 10 games. Lake Wells finished 12-7. And we said they would not make the playoffs, and they did make the playoffs. So once again, Lake Wells want to make sure Coach Simmons, Coach Banks, Coach Burns, want to apologize to the Highlander Nation, orange and black over there on the east side of the county that we said y'all wasn't gonna do it, and y'all did it. They probably the youngest team coming back. We're gonna do a way too early preseason top five for next year in a minute, and they in it, but we were wrong on that one, so we'll take that one on the head too. Lake Gibson was 15-12 last year. They made the playoffs. We said that they wouldn't be as good. We said they wouldn't make the playoffs. They was 3-12 and they didn't make the playoffs. So we was right on that one. Hardy was 20-5. We said that Hardy would make the playoffs. Hardy was 12-7 and they did not make the playoffs. So we was wrong on that one. Lake Region 15-9. We said we were split. Some of us said they would make the playoffs. Some said they wouldn't. Lake Region was 3-9, and they did not make the playoffs. Sebring was 21-7. We said they wouldn't make the playoffs. They were 11-10. They did not make the playoffs, so we was right on that one. Discovery 14-11. We said that they would make the playoffs, and they did make the playoffs, so we was right on that one. McKeel, here go another one. McKeel was 9-15. We said McKeel would be worse this year. We said they would not make the playoffs. McKeel was better. They were 17-6, and McKeel made it to the regional semi. So to McKeel, we was wrong with y'all. We apologize to y'all. We tried y'all, I guess, too. They had a very, very good season, especially with what they had, with the number of kids that left, that transferred out and went to other places. For them to make it to the regional semis with a true freshman point guard. Shout out to Coach Dave O'Culligan, Coach Simmons, and Coach Sessions, and all Sessions and all the rest of the guys on your great season.
Did he come over, Billy D?
Yeah, he was out of there. Looked good too.
Perfect. Great.
Tenor Rock was 4-19. We said that Tenor Rock would win more games and they would make the playoffs. We were wrong on that. They did not make the playoffs.
I said Tenor Rock would make the playoffs?
Yep.
Man, I know I ain't say Tenor Rock.
Hey, I got the paperwork. Got it right.
Billy D, man. That was Billy D, man.
Come on, man.
Mulberry was 2-17. We said they wouldn't make the playoffs. They were 1-9, so we were right on that. Santa Fe, 27-3 last year. We said they would make the playoffs. They did make the playoffs. They was 14-11. They made it to the regional finals. Frostproof was 9-10. We said that Frostproof would not make the playoffs, and they did not make the playoffs. Lakeland Christian was 16-11. We said that they would make the playoffs. They did make the playoffs. They was 19-8, made it to the regional quarterfinals. Victory, we said they wouldn't make the playoffs. They were 7-7. They didn't make it. And Fort Meade, we said they wouldn't make it, and they didn't. So that was our preseason prediction, postseason. So what is y'all take on the biggest surprise, biggest disappointment? Any takes on any of that?
First of all, Coach, I'm trying to figure out why you apologizing, because I'm not apologizing.
Okay, well.
We tried. Giving them the motivation, to prove us wrong. And then, first of all, the Kathleen prediction was made before they got 2 transfers in.
That's a disclaimer with Kathleen. They put stuff on the board like they had Jimmy when we were saying that. Y'all didn't have Jimmy in September. At least we didn't know y'all had Jimmy. Let me say it that way. Y'all might have had him and we just didn't know. So we're gonna take a couple mulligan on that. So last 2 things real quick. I said it's way too early now. Way too early. Top 5 for next year. Right now, where people at that should be coming back. We know things change. But if everything move like it, if it stay like it is, these are 5 teams that I'm just throwing out there. Y'all tell me if I'm off, if I'm missing anybody, whatever. I would say in no order. So I'm doing it alphabetical because I don't want nobody saying I'm ranking people. All right. I'm saying Lake Wales, Lakeland, McKeel, Santa Fe, and Winter Haven, based off of what's coming back. And let me tell you my thoughts on that, okay? Winter Haven got everybody. They only lost the Ventrell Moore kid. They got them 3 or 4 freshmen that's coming back, and they got 3 or 4 sophomores. That's 7 people, not counting the word that the boy might be coming back from Gainesville. So they top players are all 9th and 10th graders. So even next year, they still not gonna be seniors. That's Winter Haven. Lake Wales got the Vash kid, the freshman averaging 18 a game. They got I mean the Excel kid who was a sophomore averaged like 15 a game. Then they got the Gatlin kid. All three of them will be back next year. So they may have the best three guards combination right off top. Just on the surface. Lakeland got they lose Vez and they lose Taylor, and they bring everybody back. Everybody else that played will be back next year. Santa Fe, they losing Alvin, but they bring back Trey.
What is this?
Big kid. They lose Alvin and they lose Johnny Torrance, but everybody else is back. And then McKeel got Sessoms, freshman at point guard. They got Cooper Ellis will be back next year. They got the camera, about 4 or 5 of the guys that play with them, all will be back. So just right off the top,
Cooper Ellis a junior?
Yeah,
junior.
Oh wow.
So that's my take on the way too early top 5, just to throw it out there. Bartow right now on paper, they got like 8, 9 seniors, so they ought to take a step back because they losing a ton of people. Discovery got a lot of seniors. They losing a ton of people. So that's just, Kathleen, they got Marcellus and Jimmy, and then they got a couple other seniors. They got Jay is a senior. They got about 3 or 4 guys that senior. So that's just the way. I just looking at this morning when I was looking at them records. So I throw it out there just for the sake of conversation. What y'all take real quick? Oh, and Arbondale got a gang of seniors. All them guys he transferred in, they all were seniors. So Arbondale got like 8 guys that seniors. So they gonna he'll have. Well, Arbondale might need to be in there. So I don't want Arbondale and Eric mad at me because they still have KK. They still have Nehemiah, and they still have the kid that you say that locked Walter. They'll have them 3, but after that, everybody else that played is seniors. So maybe Arbondale need to be in there with A3. But what's y'all take on that?
I mean, Coach, you do your homework, and I actually like your top 5, but I already kind of know that it's gonna be the transfer portal is finna start early.
So some movement is upon us.
Yes, it is movement upon us, and it's definitely.
Hey, we didn't see Jordy on the court with Bartow. So does that mean he's transferring? Yeah. Y'all just gonna go by without talking about Jordy not being on the uniform up? Does that mean Jordy officially gone? No comment.
Well, I'm a hummer. How many grits?
He's out there.
Coach, when it comes June in summer league, that we're gonna have to redo that because, like I said, movement.
The disclaimer is that's way too early right now.
Yeah.
June, like so what Coach is saying, it'll be by summer league. It'll be a different way too early top 5.
My way too early got Winter Haven making state.
Okay. So, oh boy, I just see.
You don't believe that, Billy D?
No.
You don't believe Winter Haven gonna make state?
If Winter Haven keep them kids that they got, that's why Coach shaking his head because he knows something. But if Winter Haven keep what they got, they gonna be a problem. And if they get Big Boy back, that's already 6'8" from Gainesville, they really gonna be a problem. And none of them gonna be seniors. That's the crazy thing. They're gonna be juniors and sophomores.
If they get the big kid back, I think they could possibly make it.
Yeah.
But if was a fifth, we all be drunk. Yeah. So
and the thing is, and the transfer portal is becoming less and less of a secret. So people know already. We don't know, or at least we ain't gonna say it. We'll post it once it hits and it's official. But the last thing
I want to see, what I want to see before we finish out this season and go into, we need to see how many transfers that were seniors get a scholarship and go play somewhere. I want to see that to see what the transfer worth something. You shaking it, Billy D? You shaking head? If you transferring and you ain't getting no scholarship offer, and you gonna be working at Publix, it was a waste of time. And you ain't making the state.
These 21 kids messed over anyway because they allowing the seniors to come back. So, remember, college they're not losing it.
Yeah. All especially D2. If you Division II, if you was a Division II player right now, you might well go prep. It's a waste of time. They ain't recruit. They get all their players back. Ain't nobody going in the NBA.
Well, before we get off, Coach Billy D, you don't have to if you don't want to. But I saw somebody just put it in the chat box. I wasn't gonna even say nothing about it. So, do you want to say anything about your game the other day, Thursday, or you?
Problem. I mean,
Did y'all get that sausage put in y'all?
first of all, there ain't nobody gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what the score was. You been quiet with us. You ain't talking nothing.
Come on, bro. We only lost by 7 points.
I ain't heard from you though. We ain't heard if you won or lost or nothing.
No, bro. I put it in the group as soon as the game was over. Don't do me like that, Tuma. You know we ain't fun.
Okay.
You trying to act like come on now.
Hey, we lost last night too, bro. We lost last night too.
We picked the worst night to have our worst offensive game. You know what I'm saying? We shot 30% from the field, missed a lot of layups and free throws. But one of the biggest stats that I seen, we went 1 for 19 from the 3-point line.
Can I say something? Yeah. The word was on the street all year, right? That y'all were a aggressive, slashing defensive team. That y'all wasn't a jump shooting team. That's the word I had got. That y'all just didn't shoot the ball well. That y'all were very aggressive to the basket and y'all defend exceptional. Like y'all grade A defenders and y'all can get to the basket, but y'all are not a jump shooting team.
The thing is that first of all, who that came from? Because you've seen how many people be in the stands when we played our games. So
no, it ain't have to come from Polk County. I just said word on the street.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times we didn't have to.
I'm from Mount Dora, man. I travel. Remember, I'm from Mount Dora, you know, so they don't want me to claim Polk County. So I got the word on the street can be in Lake County, can be in Orange County.
We just had a bad night, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
that's all.
And that girl gave y'all a 30-piece, huh?
She did, and she was like I told y'all when we talked about it offline, she was the key, and we couldn't keep her out of the paint. You know what I'm saying? She hurt us, but what hurt us worse is that we had our worst offensive game. We still could have won that game if we shoot 40% from the field, and we didn't.
I just wanted to give it to you, bro, because when I give it to everybody else, I don't want to feel like we don't talk like this. So that's why I'm giving it to you. You know what I'm saying?
It's all love. You know what I'm saying? We took one.
Everybody don't feel that way when I give it to them though. Like they can't stand in the paint. No. Like I don't even know why Barnes put Lakeland in the top 5. That's a joke.
I'm saying
put that on y'all locker room.
I'm saying people that's returning, you know.
Put that on your locker room.
So coach, the girl was a freshman from Wakiva. If y'all play them 10 times, how many times you feel like y'all beat them? How many?
10, bro.
1.
I tell you, you know, we picked the worst night to have our worst offensive game. You know what I'm saying?
They go 1-9. Hey man, they ain't gonna hype that up, man. That girl gave y'all 30, man. We gonna stop that now. We gonna stop all that madness now. Y'all shot 1 for 19 from the 3, and she gave you 30. Y'all beat them one time. Y'all might look up and beat them.
Coach, is it ranked? Is it you hard to put your pride to the side, or you just real deal feel like y'all would have knocked them off?
Bro, like I said, we was our own worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? It's not something.
Y'all want to shoot the ball from 3 better than that, or that's typical?
No, that was our worst offensive output. You know what I'm saying? Like we shot 28% in the first half and like 33% in the second half. You know what I'm saying? We used to shooting close to 45% for the game, and to come out and have an offensive output like that, you just can't do that in a big game.
What the Tuma said, was the stage too big, or just it was?
No, I don't think the stage was too big. I just think Wakiva was a better team.
No, I don't think it was better.
Hey, he's poking the guy right now, so he's trying to poke you.
It was just, you know, I would say that some of our kids had the deer in the headlights look, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's different when you play in there with all those lights and in that open arena. You
It
know what I'm
can't
saying?
be different for y'all, coach, man. Y'all got 5 McDonald
Good.
All-American nominees.
Understood. You know what I'm saying? But that's different
Yeah,
than when we.
I'm just messing with you.
I
You
know,
right though. Yeah, you right.
I know. But it is what it is. We'll be by next year.
Did they
Y'all will recruit again next year.
did
We
they
don't
win?
recruit, bro. We putting out a product that everybody want to come to. We don't
Yeah,
have.
let me say that everybody will be coming to Winter Haven again. You'll get 10
Coach,
transfers.
did they win it, coach?
No, they lost to St. Thomas Aquinas.
They lost today. Yeah, I had a little wager with my guy Art from Fort Lauderdale, and he was hounding me about St. Thomas. Would y'all beat St. Thomas?
Man, bro. We, you know what?
Don't say it, coach. You cost yourself. Go ahead, coach.
I mean, my thing is, bro, with this, I thought this was our best chance to win it. You know what I'm saying? I feel if we don't hurt ourselves in the first game that we would have won it.
Hey, Mike London. Yeah, go ahead, coach.
I was confident with that, but it didn't happen that way. Now we got to get back in the gym and get better.
Hey, Mike London, they can have 11 seniors. They're going to get 11 new players come in. It don't matter how many seniors Winter Haven got. Hey, UConn, Mike.
All right, man. Well, so I guess that's about it, man.
We got a great young group coming back, though. We got a great young group coming back.
Okay.
Next year.
All right.
Hey, Coach Jones. Coach Jones, legendary don't mean you ain't get no sausage put in you this year. Talking about this year. They can be legendary all they want to. They lost this year, Coach Jones.
Coach, congrats on a great season, man. Congrats on
30 pieces or nothing like everybody else was getting. Come on.
Hey, they like Auburn. They know you got to step up.
Congrats to the LBD, man, on a serious note, on a great season, representing the county like they always do at a high level.
But at the end of the day, they made it. They made it to the Final Four. So
they always represent, man. We just hate they didn't finish the deal, but we shout out to those young ladies on a great season. Coach Johnny Lawson, Coach Billy D always do a great job. So congrats to them. And starting this week, we're gonna start just to put stuff on the page, y'all. We're getting toward the end of the season. You know that Bartow still got finished the deal, but we do our end of the season, stuff. So we'll start throwing stuff out there to get y'all thoughts on Coach of the Year, Player of the Year, Game of the Year, Impact Transfer, all Polk Hoop team, all rookie, Photo of the Year, all the stuff that we did last year. So I want to make sure get some input from you all. Of course, we're gonna have us three that's gonna kind of all have a vote and. So just be on the lookout for it. And if y'all ain't doing nothing, man, Thursday night, I think they play at 6 o'clock. Thursday night, 6 o'clock, Bartow plays Ocala Forest at the RP.
And they're only allowing 1,524 people in to the sessions, to the whole day. So if you buy a ticket, your ticket can last all day, but it's only 1,524 people allowed. So you better get your tickets early.
Get your tickets early.
Don't wait the third, or you'll be out the door.
Support the Yellow Jackets, man. If you ain't got nothing to do, if you got something to do, that's different. But support Polk County. Polk County against everybody. Support those guys trying to go back to back. That'd be the first time somebody went back to back since when? Since Billy D did in 11-12.
He ain't win it though.
For
basketball, well, last time somebody went back to back and won, I guess not back to back and went, but went back to back and won. It's been a while since that happened, right?
I mean, for boys, I think it was like the Arbondale team, like in the 50s.
Oh wow! So this history. This can be history, man.
History.
But for girls, we three-peated in 16, 17, and 18.
Okay. Yeah. So Winter Haven girls did it a couple years ago, but boys, it's been over a quarter of a century. I mean, half.
Bartow finna break that curse, then.
Hey, well, let's get behind the toe, man. Even if you ain't a fan of the toe, let's get behind the toe. It's about Polk County. No, we talking about
Kathleen ain't win it.
One. We talking about
Billy D went back to back. Billy D went back to back. So Kathleen ain't did none. Billy D ain't did. Ain't none Winter Haven didn't do.
We talking about back to back and winning it, not back to back. Shout out to Kathleen for getting that. We talking about winning it back to back. So Bartow got a chance to make history. So let's get behind the Yellow Jacket, Griffin and the guys, and Thursday night pack the gym out as much as we can, and on Thursday and then on Saturday also. So appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. Another good show. And y'all make sure y'all be safe out there this week, man. If all hearts and minds are clear, that's it for Polk Coots for another one, man. Coach Billy D, Coach PG, appreciate y'all, man, as always, rocking with us and making this thing work. Without y'all, it wouldn't be us, and we appreciate you, man. If I don't say it enough, I want to make sure y'all understand that.
Hey, before we leave now, y'all see me get on my co-host Billy D about losing. So y'all stop crying like little babies when I get on y'all about y'all losing your games now. Cause I'm gonna get on you.
So it's fair. It's fair now.
It's all fair. If I can get on my co-host, I can get on y'all.
We ain't get the Uncle John's or the block version. We got the Vienna.
Yeah, y'all got some. Y'all got some so little that you didn't even want to take a taste of it. Yeah. All right, man.
All right, man. Y'all be easy, man. Y'all be safe. Have a good week, everybody. Appreciate y'all rocking with us.
All right.